Those who are learning from the field of science, religion, spirituality, arts, commerce and engineering, I, Dr. Rakesh from USA, heartily cordially welcome all of you. The most honorable present Prime Minister Sir Dr. Narendra Modi ji, availability of respected ministers and doctors, presence of Reverend mothers, affectionate sons and daughters. You are listening the truth of science and spirituality. It is really nice time, nice place, nice action listening with 100%. I time and again thank God who has given us time to listen the truth of spiritualism through the spiritual words. Today we will discuss salvation through meditation. Renunciation is an act of self-sacrifice, acquiring freedom. Please wait, please. Qualities of renunciation. Renunciation is an act of self-sacrifice, acquiring freedom from cravings, lust, and desires through positive thoughts and actions. It is voluntary process of relinquishing or rejecting many rights, titles or ambitions. However, it does not involve a wish to abandon our family, home, friends, job, etc. to live as beggar. It is a specific thought to avoid attachment to worldly pleasure so as to secure liberation from undesired rebirth. We must try to learn and seek spiritual motivation to stop attachment through the habitual conduct of renouncement. For an ordinary person, it is not possible to really renounce the worldly ties in practical terms. Renunciation should be to live in this world as a passenger, enjoying the bounties of nature as the grace of God and not as his right. Thus, using various possibilities available to use can be done with least attachment. We travel in train or aeroplane for a short duration without any feeling of owning the vehicle. The concept of renunciation also convey the process of abandonment, repudiation, renouncement, abdication, self-sacrifice, surrender, abjuration, rejection of, denial, etc. The word renunciation is linked with a word of Latin language, renuncio or renunciare, that conveys its meaning as renouncement. Another instance of renunciation is sometimes related to stock exchange, which involves surrender to others of the truth to buy new shares in a right issue. Progress on spiritual path. In religion, it generally affirms abandonment Occupation of material satisfaction. Occupation of material satisfaction in the interest of attaining spiritual enlightenment according to the sacred concept. The renounced status of life is sannyasa. That also suggests giving up worldly interest and leading a holy life. No one can make advancement on spiritual path if tightly bound by the chain of desires. So gentlemen, you are listening what is the freedom, spiritual freedom that was addressed by Swami Vivekananda to the worldly people by saying that you are born to free but you are in shackles. You are to do the work selflessly, unselflessly, unselfishly. If you will do the work, then you will be free from the foundations and confinements of the materialistic world. Process of raising renunciation. Human life is a great opportunity for us to adopt the renunciation through compassion. Renunciation through compassion. The practice of renunciation can be performed during any stage of life, but generally in old age, being possible in males or females. The concerned person needs to lose interest in the events of worldly pleasure by realizing that these are deceptive and cannot provide real satisfaction or contentment. True inner renunciation is a matter related to heart and mind that pertains to the world of desires and within. Aversions within. Make strong determination to abandon attachment and attain permanent liberation from contaminated rebirth means achieve salvation. Acquire state of calmness, prerequisite of love and knowledge, purity intellect, and do not reveal the truth hidden in every being. Adopt truthfulness and liberality. Truthfulness and liberality means kindness and gentleness. Abstain from sensual pleasure, wicked actions, injustice, injuring anyone, and appropriating the properties of others. Regulation of desires. The desire comprises a strong feeling of craving or wishing to need certain materials or achieve certain mental objectives, that is, happenings. The sense of hope gets increased to procure enjoyment, seek progress, and achieve the necessary goals. Desires arise from bodily structure of functions, for instance, food, home, wealth, etc. On the other hand, emotions come through mental state. A creative person is motivated by desires to achieve and not by the desires to compete with others. Dedicate to the goods. Dedicate to the goods you deserve and deserve for yourself, as these give you peace of mind and happiness. Sometimes desire is point of all achievements. Not a hope, not a wish, but a keen, pulsating desire which transcends everything for those who do not adopt renunciation. Strength of contentment. Mental satisfaction is the noble quality of a person with a feeling of intellectual and emotional situation of interest, of internal satisfaction. The contented person leads a simple life with regulated longings and curtailed needs. The quality of contentment conveys refrain from the eager desire for acquiring wealth and power. It is human quality and not a weakness. If you do not crave, if you do not crave for material gains, submit your desires under the mighty hands of God. Cast off your anxieties on Him because He cares for you. Contentment is the treasure of satisfaction. The self-centered person are lovers of money and crazy about the desires for wealth, proud, arrogance and contemptuous boasting. Something discontent can lead to outbreak of violence, jealousy, worries, misery, distress and mental agitation. Such persons promote uncontrolled desires, greed, anger, worldly attachment, negativity, and illusion, but drift away from God. Concept of asceticism, as ascetic person dedicates his or her life to a pursuit of contemplative ideals and practices extreme self denial or mortification for religious reasons. Such person leads simple life, abstains from normal pleasures and desires self-mental satisfaction. Adoption of frugal lifestyle involves freedom from material possession and physical pleasure. The very objective lies in the pursuing spiritual goal through regular prayers and meditation. The natural asceticism pertains to lifestyle where the aspect of living is reduced to weakness or a minimum pattern. The eating simple minimal amount of food, simple clothing, sleeping on floor or cave. It may also include the habits of simple begging, fasting, ethical practice as humility, compassion, patience, and prayers. The unnatural asceticism is the practice that involves body mortification or self infliction of pain, such as sleeping on a bed of nails, means punishing one's flesh. Divine bliss on renunciation. The realization of renunciation is a gateway through which are enter the spiritual path of supreme happiness, leading to eternal liberation or nirvana. It is a journey towards spiritual transformation where simplicity is sufficient, bliss is within, and sparing is plenty. According to Patrick Olively, the person with the quality of renunciation has sky in his belief, knowledge in his absolute union is initiation, compassion alone is his pastime, bliss is his garland, the cave of solitude is his fellowship, and his efforts is gain of spiritual knowledge. The excellence of renunciation bestows ease, peace, fulfillment, complacency, sufficiency, pleasure, ecstasy, serenity, mental and spiritual elevation, and sacred benevolence. Continue to express heartfelt gratitude to God for what you have, and you will end up having more due to His kind grace. Monitor global warming. Increase in mean temperature of the atmosphere at universal level, mainly due to gradual rise in greenhouse gases, is termed IPCC continues to analyze periodic assessment of the atmosphere level of greenhouse gases and its possible impact on environment and related issues. Global warming not only disturbs the economy of various nations but also has damaging effects on the health of all creations due to air and water pollution. It is also causing increase in water levels of oceans and decline in overall food production. Causes of global warming. Modern trend of human activities involves deforestation, urbanization, industrialization, and increase in energy production from petroleum products. The increase in the concentration of gases like carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and chlorofluorocarbons are regularly increasing in the lower atmosphere. These gases are radioactive and also called as greenhouse gases since these are capable of absorbing long wave infrared radiations. The atmosphere covering around Earth allows most of the sunlight to reach the surface of Earth. But the long wave radiations reflected from Earth get absorbed by the dense atmosphere gases. Thus, these gases act as blanket cover over the Earth, prevent the escape of heat to the outer space so as to keep it warm. This process is called the greenhouse effect because the inside of glass enclosed greenhouse has warmer temperature than outside. The excessive increase in the concentration of gases these gases would retain more of infrared radiations, leading to global warming. The process of industrialization started since the year 1750, which has enhanced the quantum of the following green gases. One is carbon dioxide, CO2. The level of CO2 has increased from 280 ppm parts per million to 368 ppm, 31% increase till the year 2000 AD. Due to urbanization, deforestation, change of land use, the burning of crude oil products, decay, decomposition, fermentation, sewage system, industrial smoke, auto vehicles, forest fires, respiration in plants and animals, etc. Although the carbon dioxide gets utilized by the green aerial region of plants for photosynthesis, but its production has increased to a greater level than its consumption, thus becoming the cause of greenhouse gas. Certain positive effects of increase in CO2 concentration observed in C3 plants involve better output, more nitrogen fixation, low rates of transpiration, but overall effects are negative at global level. Methane, the concentration of this hydrocarbon has presently increased by 151% since per industrial period. The major source of methane production include incomplete bacterial decomposition of organic wastes, biomass burning, floods, rice fields, fresh water, wetlands, sewage system, etc. Chlorofluorocarbon. These pollutants are released through jet planes, refrigerators, the extinguishers, plastic fuels, etc. Nitrous oxide N2O. This greenhouse gas is increasing due to decomposition of nitrogen fertilizers. Certain industrial wastage and denitrification in paddy fields. Adverse effects of global warming. Rise in temperature. The temperature at global level may increase from 1.5 to 5 degree Celsius by the end of 21st century. Increase in snow melting in the regions of mountains and polar regions. Rise in sea level. It is causing submergence of coastal areas, especially in Maldives, Japan, Bangladesh, and many more islands at global levels. Increase in rains and snowfalls. Changes in air currents, shifting of warmer areas towards poles, lower food production due to higher rate of respiration and more parasites, increase in desert areas, depletion of underground water, reduction in ozone region. It brings more penetration of harmful solar radiations on earth, prevention of global warming. Planned strategies are to be adopted to retard global warming by decreasing the concentration of greenhouse gases. One is limit the use of fossil fuels in vehicles, industries, or electricity generations. Try to rely upon alternative sources of energy production like solar and nuclear energy, etc. Afforestation and reforestation. The forest area has decreased from more than 33% by the end of 20th century to about 19.5% by now. Therefore, further decrease should be avoided. Adopt plantation on vacant land and replant in regions of damage, means fire or uprooting. Stoppage of CFC production. The recommendation was agreed upon by 154 nations during Earth Summit in 1990. The Beijing Protocol of 1999 also agreed to reduce the release of CFC and phasing out of ozone depleting substances ODS. Manage storage of rainwater in tanks and ponds for reuse in irrigation. Regulate increase in human population and urbanization. Try to raise the level of underground water through sinking of excess rainwater. Manage to increase biological nitrogen fixation so as to reduce the use of chemical fertilizer. Immediate control of forest fires. Every individual to adopt steps to prevent air, soil, water and radioactive product pollutants or pollutions. Try to increase cultivation of pulses and crops which require less irrigation. Try to treat the swamps and make it fit for crop cultivation. Contributions to prevent global warming are included in noble task because it will be beneficial and confer lasting advantages for the coming generation. Bliss of silence. Silence is a voluntary state of quietness, calmness, stillness, and taciturnity. Taciturnity means reserved in speaking of a person or place or situation. It is opposite to the conditions of noise, outcry, uproar, and tumult. Silence holds the key to the peace of mind. The process of inward thinking achieve climax during silence of mind. So much so that the person becomes capable of listening to voice of the divine. Harsh words of Queen Draupadi had been considered as the root cause of great battle of Mahabharata between Kaurav and Pandav. Community. Queen Draupadi uttered the quarrelsome sentence, descendants of blind are wrong in thoughts and actions. Silence on her part could have prevented the unnecessary war. Father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi, had used the portrait. Mahatma Gandhi has used the portrait of three monkeys to depict three great teachings for the masses. One of the monkeys has eyes covered with both hands for depicting see no evil. Another has ears masked by hands indicating hear no evil. And the third monkey has both hands on the mouth, suggesting one should only speak the cordial and selected words of truth. Such a balanced approach to life and the surrounding events can lead to peace of mind. Saints always speak the soft and righteous words in virtuous manner. Importance of silence. Silence is more important because one can voluntarily self determine its duration and limits. These are certain specified sites and places where silence become compulsory. For example, attending spiritual discourse so as to devote full concentration on the sermons of spiritual guide. During the course of meditation, to keep the mind calm and peaceful. Attending attending conference, official meetings, classroom while attending lecture, unnecessary argument and discussions where utterance of a few words may create problems. Involuntary silence may be due to lack of knowledge on the particular subject, out of fear or during serious illness. Advantages of silence: provides strength and tranquility to the mind and body, allows sufficient time for self appraisal or introspection, enables clear understanding of the views of others and think over before giving the answer. One can avoid the point of discord and dispute, provides relief from situation of anger and quarrel, avoid unnecessary arguments and discussions. Calm and cool headed person can encounter difficult situations and solve many problems. Try to stay in composed and be all smiles in every situation. Noisy persons are rash and easily resort to violence. The power of thinking, memory, and concentrations get reinforced. During silence, the energy of mind is restored because the quantum of peace fills it all around. Silence brings regeneration of positive thoughts and suppresses the wicked behavior of mind. enlightens and grievances, rejuvenates the soul. Thus, this state of emancipation can lead to achieve the divine. Meditation is a long journey which can be performed to achieve silence in the real terms, where even thoughts do not arise. Persons who adopt to religious rites of maintaining silence from a few hours per day or even a few days per month always remain cool headed and peaceful. Soft words spoken after silence act as remedy to many problems, whereas instant harsh words create all feelings. It creates ill feelings. The teachings of several saints suggest that silence, silence elevates peace of mind, leading to creativity and great delight. Ponder over before you speak, and thus prolonged thinking requires compulsory silence. Even our radio set and television have a switch off mute so as to temporarily stop the sounds and concentration on other tasks. The television shows the picture, but we can continue to watch the events. Our cell phones have the switch of silence or vibration so that we can avoid the sound where necessary. The importance of a person can we adjust better through the attitude, aptitude, character, and behavior. The silence itself can exhibit the value of that person. The spoken words have meager importance which seems to be effortless. Great research projects have been accomplished through silence. Noise comes, noise causes pollution. Silence and soft voice provide solution. The five senses of our body touch, smell, taste, vision, and hearing get promotion. The sixth sense of internal consciousness gets awakened. Silence is the absence of all types of noise, even the background of noise of which we are generally not aware. It is not a quality of mind, but true silence is the essential quality of the soul. Deliver the words after thoughtful analysis. Certain persons think otherwise that the polite and soft spoken persons are ineffective, but their simplicity of silence carries superb strength. Adjustment with right people is always better than argument with wrong people. A meaningful silence is better than meaningless discussion. Avoidance of silence becomes necessary at certain situations. When an entrapped at dangerous place, when a person wants to plead the case, when person viewpoints have to be presented in seminars, etc., silence is like precious gold, worth money, millions, costs nothing, but even then many persons ignore its importance. The polite and regulated voice is soothing, comfortable, and compromising. Both the speech and the quietness are not good for long durations. The situation of silence and soft voice has to be determined according to time and situation. Avoid corruption to promote your nation. Corruption is unjust, illegal, illogic, dishonest, and mental criminal performance by a person who is holding a trustworthy and authorized position, generally to acquire personal benefits. People tend to resort corrupt practice to gain financial advantages political power, and undue favors. The techniques differ according to the situation or personal propensities. Corruption involves the wicked action of bribery, embezzlements, and fraudulent conduct by those in power. The masses generally understood this criminal activity as duplicity, fraud, delinquency, violency, manipulation, subversion, misrepresentation, and degradation of conduct. Extreme form of corruption can be tyrannical. Types of corruption. It can make the corrupt person more susceptible for blackmail and extortion. Bribery. It can be taken as kickback in the form of significant and strong reactions to illegally pay money in terms of work or help. Bribery may be due to company shares, employment, entertainment, or political benefits. It makes the officials harmfully affected in long run. Cheating and embezzlement, it involves excess of fraud, using deception to convince owner of funds and assets to give them up unauthorized purity. It may also include a process of stealing money, culprit responsible or that belongs to your employer. Blackmail using threat, it may be fear of imprisonment as well as exposure of personal secret or prior crime. Group association, people bringing effective way of seeking admissions, jobs, migration to other nations, attempt to corrupt formal hiring process, etc. Certain persons find to work on telephones and network, Facebook or WhatsApp messages. Certain situations involve high technology with disorders and confusions. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. If you want to test a man's character, give him his paw. Causes with types of corruption: misplaced feeling of deprivation or genuine sense of having been wronged may lead to corruption. Style of corruption is searched and implemented through wicked persons for illogical illogical benefits. It covers politicians, public servants, CEO of companies, the team of leaders at different working places, the administrators, admission officers at educational institutions, and hospitals, coaches of various play teams, etc. The situations or the persons which allow corruptions may include low economic freedom associated with low degree of integration. It may lead to increase in cost of goods and services. Higher level of bureaucracy. It involves misuse of interested funds and power. Police corruption may be designed to obtain financial benefits and other personal gains like career advancements. It may lead to arrest in illegal drugs, prostitution, and other anti-social activities. Inefficient administrative structure due to degradation of resources, due to degradation of resources and illegal working of government institutions. Instability in politics. This category weakens the aspects of democracy and proper governance. The legislative member who spends a lot of money to win the election is with a motive to overpower others and multiply his investment. The politicians may play fraud to avoid true elections. Weak rights for poor population weakness in certain aspects of democracy is due to low political transparency. The person trying to seek the job, even as a peon, may spend a good amount. People cannot expect honesty from his duty. When eminence in education is not protected, the misconducts may arise due to illegal admissions, results, and violation of social measures. High level of in-group favoritism and connections of large population belonging to a particular race or religion. Inequality or difference between groups in society due to financial status, advantages in political or judicious status, ill relations with corrupt international practices, low level of freedom of journalists, of newspapers and TV channels, approach on internet and process of printing books, escape tax evasion, corruption in labor unions and even in religious organizations, approach on judicial inquiry and decisions. It may be related to misconduct of employees through giving or receiving bribes, improper sentencing of convicted criminals, or wrong judgment on misconduct. It may be unexpected changes in rule of laws, public administration, inefficient provision of services, etc. Eminent steps to make our country free from corruption. Corruption is omnipresent and a global phenomenon. It becomes a key determinant and creates a problem in the progress of nations. The annual report for corruption is issued through International Transparency Index, which conveys that India is ranked badly among 180 nations. The International Anti-Corruption Day is observed annually on 9th December to fight and raise awareness to corruption since 2003. Corruption can never and ever be controlled unless the systems that breeds corruption is checked. The precautions also include removing the causes of corruption, avoid temptations and selfish motives, prepare anti-corruption policies, improve business environment, create better response in philosophical and religious thoughts. Transparency is the collective solution to our problems on corruption. Success is the sum total of inspirations and learning attained in the course achieving it. Both government and the people at large must come collectively to achieve the national objective. Honesty always pays honor and computation. Honesty always pays honor and corruption dishonor. Guidance from father, mother, teachers, learned members of society, and religious prophets can eliminate corruption. Statement Statesmen think for progress of coming generations. However, politicians think of next elections. Do not underestimate yourself. Every noble person is the architect of his fate. Therefore, rise through virtuous efforts. God helps those who help themselves. Corruption is a great sin. Beware of it. Corruption is the fraud and deception to the general masses. Read for interruption. Please wait. Let me restart. Corruption is the fraud and deception to the general masses. Therefore, it disturbs the mental and moral conditions of the persons involved. Although it brings financial richness to the corrupt but tends to disturb the spiritual status. The importance of reliance and credibility can be achieved through good character and positive thoughtful actions. One should try to become honest, kind, and compassionate. Try to provide manual, financial, and moral assistance to the needy. Always feel that you possess you possess sufficient knowledge and skill in your profession. Do not exploit virtuous time and qualities. Persons attached with the sense of spirituality realize that Almighty God is the sole benefactor and we all are His beneficiaries. Try to investigate your qualities and prepare a list of at least 20 persons who have developed confidence in your noble character and amiable behavior. The positive reactions provide extreme satisfaction, respect, and success. Acquire humility, serenity, and modesty of mind. Make your lifespan beneficial to human race through selfless and voluntary special social service. True respect for humanity supersedes selfish motives. To our spiritual guide who provides initiation and motivation us to seek divine bliss and attain eternity. Strong belief and regular meditation promotes philosophical and moral eternal strength. Spiritual confidence. Confidence is a state of mind with good knowledge, positive thinking, practice, and training so that the person develops a feeling of trust in one's abilities, qualities, and judgment. Confidence gets improved with good health, boldness of body and mind, efficiency, and belief in own experience. Thus, confidence stresses faith in oneself and one's power without suggestion of conceit or arrogance. The chosen course of action is the best and most effective. Even if a person possesses good physical strength, treasure of wealth, with recognition among prominent personalities, but sometimes the task of self confidence fails to provide the desired success. Sometimes it happens. Confidence also conveys the qualities of self assurance, self reliance, self possession, self composure, self improvement, and poised mind. Thoughts and attempts to improve confidence. Adoption of positive attitude and lifestyle is the most beneficial. Work with honesty and courage. Try to understand the aspects of your mind, of your strengths and weaknesses. Be cheerful and smiling and try to learn and follow virtuous outlook of welfare. Make attempts to gain knowledge and skill. Learn to work with new informations, system and procedure. Learning helps to handle new situations and adopt innovative concepts. Analyze your weaknesses and mistake time to time. Try to resolve the problems and never repeat the mistakes. The solution may take some time to when you are learning a new skill. Eliminate surrender to your mistakes. Self control and command on your own power is essential because mind is the architect and director of every thought and action. One should exert full command over mind, which is directed to perform willful and prominent activities. Therefore, strengthen the soul through regular meditation on the spiritual master so as to regulate mind. Avoid fear and nervousness. Sensitivity and confidence are interdependent. Face challenging situations with great aplomb. Take self care in your health through nutritious vegetarian diet, regular exercise, and proper rest. Self reliance involves introspection to revive and activate latent qualities and capabilities. Follow the concept I can do. I have prominent qualities and I shall definitely acquire success. Confidence once attained can be sustained for whole life. Strong determination, even in weak persons, can overpower a tough opponent through strong willpower and proper planning. Concentrate on proper procedure of the task to acquire true objectives and destination. Start with small achievable goals with steady and time bound steps. Decide your destination and then pursue your objectives with strength and intelligence. The person belonging to any occupation or profession should try to excel both in the quantum and quality of action. Earn with self toil. Spread less than total income. Thus save something for rainy days, for future prospectus, progress and social cause. Seek motivation from spiritual guide, good literature, teachers and other persons prominent in particular fields. Reasons for low confidence in certain tasks. Insecurity kills more dreams than failures. Being with persons already in successful status. Criticism through relative, friends, or even unknown persons. More impact on negative thinking. Poor time management. Development of ego and arrogance. Lack of coordination with co workers. Loss of more time when one is learning new skills. When you doubt your powers, you give power to your doubts. Ego, arrogance, hatred, exploitation, and superstitions weaken consciousness. Sometimes overconfidence or presumptiveness becomes executive belief in one's capacity, which creates many problems. Benefits of self empowerment: one is develop qualities and strength to take risks so as to achieve personal and professional goals. Think positive about future progress and prosperity. Conquer fear because actions positive actions breed confidence and courage. Stronger than you seem and smarter than you think. No one can make you inferior without your consent. Self esteem makes you most inspiring. Persons with self reliance can make changes as they see fit. Confidence Confident persons acquire good sensitivity, understanding, compassion, gentleness, and deep loving concern in their life, which provides appreciation in the society. Once we believe in our qualities, we can enrich our curiosity, wonder, spontaneous delight, or any experience to reveal our strong spirit. We come to know what we know and thus can steer self confidence, motivates fun, internal delight, and regular smile when we can perform amazing actions. It is self fulfilling success with choice and desire. Create self belief to act in a proper, righteous, accurate, and effective manner. Spiritual confidence. Positive thinking, practice, and training so that the person develops a feeling of trust in one's abilities, qualities, and judgment. Confidence gets improved with good health, boldness of body and mind, efficiency, and belief in own experience. Thus, confidence stresses faith in oneself and one's power without suggestion of conceit or arrogance. The chosen, the chosen course of action is the best and most effective. Even if a person possesses good physical strength, treasure of wealth, with recognition among prominent personalities, but sometimes the task of self confidence fails to provide the desired success. Confidence also conveys the qualities of self assurance, self reliance, self possession, self composure, self empowerment, and poised mind. Thoughts and attempt to improve confidence. Adoption of positive attitude and lifestyle is the most beneficial. Work with honesty and courage. Try to understand as aspects of your strength and weakness. Be cheerful and smiling and try to learn and follow virtuous over outlook of welfare. Make attempts to gain knowledge and skill, lean to work with new information system and procedure. Learning helps to handle new situations and adopt innovative concepts. Analyze your weaknesses and mistakes time to time. Try to resolve the problems and never repeat the mistakes. The solution may take some time to when you are learning a new skill. Eliminate surrender by your mistake. Self control and command on your own power is essential because mind is the architect and director of every thought and action. One should exert full command over mind, which is directed to perform willful and prominent activities. Therefore, strengthen the soul through regular meditation on spiritual master so as to regulate mind. Avoid fear and nervousness. Sensitivity and confidence are interdependent. Face challenging situations with great aplomb. Take self-care is your health through nutritious vegetarian diet, regular exercise and proper rest. Self-reliance involves introspection to revive and activate latent qualities and capacities. Follow the concept I can do. I have prominent qualities and I shall definitely acquire success. Confidence once attained can be contained, sustained for whole life. Strong determination, even in weak person, can overpower a tough opponent through strong willpower and proper planning. Concentrate on proper and procedure of the task to acquire true objectives and destinations. Start with small activities, achievable goals with steady and time bound steps. Decide your destination and then pursue your objectives with strength and intelligence. The person belonging to any occupation or profession should try to excel both in the quantum and quality of production. Earn with self toil, spend less than total income. Thus, save something for rainy days, for future prospectus, progress, and social cause. Seek motivation from spiritual guide, good literature, teachers, and other persons prominent in particular fields. Thanks, listeners, learners, those who are listening with 100% present sense of mind. It is really the nice time, nice place, nice action, listening with 100% present sense of mind at night. All of you are enjoying with the words of spirituality. Thanks, all of you.